time to rise up and prophesy over the bones.
If you have prophetic words over your family, begin to prophesy those prophetic words.
We are to arise and shine.
And let that glory of God that is in us shine through and touch the lives of others around us. Hello, Claudia, and all my friends in Mexico and Kingdom Life Mexico. Greetings to you today. I love you. Bless you today in the name of the Lord. So happy to be with you once again. I want to share something with you out of the Word. It occurred again on Passover, and yet it's one of the stories that took place that is so profound for all of us to hear and to receive the blessing of truth from. On the night that Jesus was betrayed, the disciples were arguing among themselves of which one was going to be the greatest in the kingdom when Jesus came into his kingdom. And I wasn't there, of course, and there really is no record of what that conversation was, but knowing who were there and knowing the personalities of those who were a part of that argument, I can tell you that Peter was probably the loudest voice in the group. He always had the loudest voice. And I can almost say that he was probably giving every reason why he should be the greatest. I mean, after all, he went out with the 12 and he cast out devils and he healed the sick. At the Caesarea Philippi, where Jesus was at the gates of hell, and he asked the disciples, "Who do you say that I am?" And it was Peter, wasn't it, who said, "I know who you are. You're the Christ, Son of the living God." That's Matthew 16. You're the Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus said, "Blessed are you, Simon, because no man could have told you that, but only my Father. My Father in heaven told you that. And now I call you Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. And I give to you the keys of the kingdom." So in this conversation with the disciples, I can tell you Peter brought all of this up and probably shared it with them to make the determination among the group why he was most likely going to be the greatest. In that setting, Jesus looks at Peter and he says these words, "Simon, Simon, behold, Satan has demanded permission to sift you like wheat. But I've prayed for you that your faith will not fail you. And once you have turned again, strengthen the brothers." Jesus said to Peter, this great man who I know was arguing why he'd be the greatest, he's turned to Peter and said, "Satan, just so you know, Satan has desired you to sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for you. And when you are converted," King James says, "then strengthen the brothers." And then, of course, Peter protests what Jesus said. He says, "Lord, I'm ready to go both to prison and to death with you." And Jesus said to him, "Peter, I tell you the truth. Before the rooster crows 3 times, before the rooster crows, you will deny that you even knew me, not once, not twice, but 3 times." And of course, we know that's exactly what happened. As Jesus was arrested, brought before Pilate, and as he was carried out, 3 times Peter denied that he even knew who Christ even was. Certainly denied that he was part of the apostle group that was with him. So when Jesus died on the cross, was buried, and then resurrected on the 3rd day, he went to one of the women, I think it was Mary, and he said to him, "Go tell my disciples and Peter that I am alive." And so Peter wouldn't come to Christ because he was so humiliated by the fact that he denied he even knew Christ. He didn't deserve anything from Jesus in the way of forgiveness because he had betrayed him in his own mouth. But the word says in John 21, beginning in verse 15, that Jesus came to Simon Peter and he said, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" And Peter said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." And he says, "Well, tend my lambs." And then the second time, Jesus said, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" And Peter said, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." And he said to him, "Then shepherd my sheep." And then the third time, he looked at him again and said, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" And Peter then was really struck in his soul. And he said, "Jesus, you know all things. You know that I love you." And then he said, "Peter, tend my sheep. Interesting that for every betrayal was a word of forgiveness from the Lord. Jesus purposely went to Peter and purposely addressed those 3 betrayals. And he addressed those betrayals with love. Peter, do you love me? How deep is this love of Christ that no matter how far we fall, no matter how far we miss the mark, no matter how much we mess up in life, the love that he has for us never changes. His love for Peter didn't change because of what Peter did. In fact, his love only intensified, and he purposely sought Peter out to release his love and his forgiveness, not to destroy Peter and not to shame him, but to restore him and to renew him and to bring him into the fullness of all that God had designed and purposed for his life. Same is true for you today. No matter what you've done, no matter what you haven't done, no matter how far you think you've fallen, no matter how wonderful you think you are, it's the love of God in you that makes all the difference in the world. It's that love that comes to you and says, you are worthy not because you've earned my love. You are worthy because I choose to love you. So I say today, choose yourself to receive that love of God. Take the keys of the kingdom that he's given you and open up his heart and let everything that is in his heart be poured out into you. His affirmation, his validation of you, his heart for you, his love for you, his kindness toward you, his confidence in you, and his investment in you. That investment of his love, that investment of his heart, that investment of his very being. His spirit is in you. His life is in you. His love is in you. And everywhere you go, the word says you are to shed that love abroad to everyone that you meet. So today, I just encourage you, receive the love of Christ, walk in that love, release that love, and see how much happens in your life and in your ministry and in your walk with God. What a blessing you will be and how blessed you will become. So I love you. I bless you with this word today, and I encourage you to let the love of God be shed abroad in your hearts each and every day in a powerful way. God bless you.